matter what.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Alana here. Welcome back to 3 Degrees of Love Divination. So welcome to part 2 of my discussion and flip through review, if you will, of Joseph of Grounded by the Moon's deck collection, and my time working with it and combining that with therapy and how the healing aspects of that for me, and how that was. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. As I said, I am Alana and I am love, so are you. Thank you for being here. I am a Hayoka empath, a mental health advocate, a social worker, and love to combine therapy with tarot. And so, yeah. So if you do enjoy my content, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you'll always be in the know when I post my next video. And if you haven't seen some of my recent videos, like for example part 1, which of this video, which I flipped through and talked about Joseph's the Practical Magic Inner Witch Tarot and Oracle decks, and my experience working with that in together with this Witch's Grimore Oracle set trio that he has done. So yeah, so let's get into it. So this was, I think if you have seen my previous video, I did talk about whatchamacallit, a little bit about this deck, or decks rather, and then the campaign and how it ended up into my collection. And like I said, you can see how it the story of this, the travel that this set went through to get to me, and its scars are showing, if you will. But you know what? I guess, like I said, the connection that I have with this set, besides the wear and tear, from the travels that it's gone through, and how it, the trouble it went through to get to me. Anyways, so it but my experience working with this set, and I had to, and I think I mentioned this in the previous video, I had to contact Joseph because, and we'll get to it. Yes, working with all 3. So you know what? Let's just start with volume 1. And while I do that, I'll just show you really quickly the stuff again, the other stuff, because I think I showed the crystals, the coin, in the previous video. That also came with this set, the crystals, and it came in this. Well, this is the pouch for the coin, and the bag that the crystals came in. Also, so, and you'll see the guidebooks in that I have in here. These are the original guidebooks, but the guidebooks did have to be reprinted, because I think there was the between the, I guess, the font and the paper quality, it wasn't legible, for us to be able to read. So, of course, he did go and reprint the books. And of course, the books are great. And the write-ups and the summary that's in them, I absolutely love, and I will show them to you. But I just wanted to just show you how the extra, these came later. Unfortunately, it, because they had to be a reprint when Joseph, I guess, got it. And of course, these ones are not edged. And yes, I'm a nerd, so I do put them back in the plastic. But yeah, and I do store it with everything. And you'll see. So, anyways, also, these plant wooden stakes for planting your herbs and things like that were also included as part of the thing. And now, while I wouldn't necessarily use it as that, I still do really like, because of the keywords that are on it: courage, energy, healing, protection, and strength. And I feel like these actually can be used as like reading prompts. If you were doing daily pulls and you wanted to have a category for each, that could be a starting point. So that was something that getting this, where I was like, oh yeah, this is what and that would be really cool. And then, of course, we also got this gorgeous wooden card stand. Yeah, so, and of course the decks are if sold separately on his website. But anyways, so the reason why I really enjoyed, well, like I said, the really cool thing about you, and of course you can always use these separately or together, of course, because I'm a multiple card reader, at a time that I do layer. I enjoy working with all of his decks together. Okay, so hold on, let me just see if I can bring this in a little bit closer so that you can probably see the cards a little bit better. Anyways, so but it's the messages as well as the keywords associated with it, and the additional write-up in the guidebook. Of course, I'm definitely a guidebook girl, so and not to say that I don't interpret the cards myself. I do, but I love getting the additional perspective from the creator themselves, right? The artist behind the product, because I feel like their interpretation adds another layer to the overall meaning, right? So yeah. Anyways, so it comes with and well, I consider it to be a title card, but it's actually an invocation, you know, and you can use it as, if you will, if a spiritual inclination, prayer, whatever, as you know, as you work with the deck. And that's, you know, the extra card that comes there. And then you have the Spark cards. So this is the Herbology and Garden Magic Oracle. This is deck 1 of the trio. We have Aloe, right? It reminds me a lot of the a bit. I feel like it reminds me a lot of the I just used that deck not too long. The Forest Magic Oracle, that I think I've shown in a previous video, and it kind of gives that same sort of comforting feel, and sort of multi-purpose deck, if you will. What I really like about working with these decks is the fact that so like the same, I guess the same sort of comfort that I get from being in a therapy session, but of course it's slightly different because it's cards and it's me working with them by myself, right? But when I'm working with my and you know, doing that introspection and that self-reflection and separating myself from my feelings and trying to, you know, sort through things and be that logic, that separate my logical self from my feelings, and being able to be a supportive, self-supporting person to my feelings, right? Seeing them as separate from myself and each other, and and how I, you know, then sort through what's happening internally, right? And so I feel like the deck, using the decks, give me that sort of comforting, supportive ear, if you will, right? I draw the cards, and as I draw the cards, the messages, you know, that I pick up from the cards, the you know, the key words, as well as the messages that you know, that Joseph wrote in the guidebooks, you know, to go along with it. I just feel it's, yeah, you know, it's got that same sort of therapeutic, comforting energy, just like the Forest Magic Oracle, if you will, but times 3. And it's an indie, if that makes sense. Yeah, but it's still different. It's still not the same as the Forest Magic Oracle, right? So, yeah. You know, I just, like I said, it was what I needed when I needed it. And it, you know, so yeah. So I think as we go through, and these are actually, these ones I've put back in order. I've actually put back all three of them are back in order as I'm getting ready to put them away. So I think what I will do to try and keep this this video down a little bit, I'll continue to flip through this deck to music, and then I'll probably show the other two side by side to music as well. But of course, you know, taking the moments to stop and talk about, you know, the, you know, some of the cards and you know, and just to give you that further understanding, because there's one card here in particular, not in this deck. I believe it's in the Gemstone and Crystal Magic, which is volume 2 of this trio set. You know, and so there was a particular card that really stood out for me. Not to say I didn't take to all of them, but there's just one in particular that really just solidified my connection to this deck, if you will, if that makes sense. So yeah. Okay, so that's volume 1, and so this is the guidebook. This is the one with the gold, gilded, the original one, and you can see that yeah, like that's you can't even really. If I take my glasses off and I hold the book really close, I can probably kind of read it, but that's a huge stretch, you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, so I'm really grateful that you know, that Joseph did take the time to get the books reprinted, because yeah. So this is the reprinted version, as you can see in comparison. With the gilding, the book is a little bit thicker, but it's the same information that's inside. So, and of course, the reprinted one is legible, whereas, yeah, as pretty as it is, yeah. And that's how it's right. That's the write-up, one page, but it's got, you know, of course, more than what's written on the card. So yeah, and yeah, the print is small, but you know, it's far easier to read than the first, right? So yeah. All right. Okay, so this is the crystal deck and the fauna and familiar magic deck. So animals and the crystals and gemstones. So also comes there's a few extras I think I got there's the I think I got 2 of these cards. It's, you know, access to more of Joseph's social media and his stuff, and you can scan, takes you to his Patreon page. Yeah, and so and then also I think I got a sticker, and then there's also the certificate of authenticity that came with this as well. So all right, so let's go through both. And yeah, okay. Wait a second here. So again, these both come with the invocation cards, like the Herbology and Garden, Volume 1. And you can see the backs are different. So the first one, Volume 1, has green backs. Volume 2 has brown backs. And Volume 3 has the sort of turquoise back. Yeah. All right. And then, of course, spread cards. And each of the spread cards in each deck are different, and they have different titles. So, like, we have Animal Allies versus Crystal Affirmations, for example. Okay. So here we go. We have and it's funny that it's these 2 cards together as side by side here. I mean, yes, all the decks are in order, alphabetically speaking, but yes. So fluorite. Okay, so fluorite. Ajna, third eye chakra, air element, Uranus, Capricorn, Pisces. Experience the burnout. Stuck, fatigue, spiritual disconnect. And from the Fauna and Familiars, Volume 3, we have the Dove, Columbidae, and and it's air element, Venus, Libra, and inner peace and harmony, tranquility, content, bliss. All right, and so I want to read the guidebook. I'm going to read the guidebook from the, actually, I'll read the guidebook on both of them. Okay, so this first one was fluorite. Oh, and my gosh, I went right to the page. Okay, so this is the fluorite. Ajna, third eye, air element, Uranus, Capricorn, Pisces. I trust in the process of healing, knowing that I will overcome the burnout I am feeling. Experience the burnout, stuck, fatigue, spiritual disconnect. The fluorite stone represents the experience of burnout and the need for self-care, as well as spiritual reconnection. You may feel the desire to overcome fatigue, release feelings of being stuck, or reconnect with your spiritual self. Use the energy of this card to find within yourself the ability to move forward. Fluorite encourages you to take the time to practice self-care. You are reminded to be gentle with yourself by taking the time and space you need to heal. Know that you have the strength and resilience to overcome burnout and come out stronger on the other side. Embrace the strength and resilience within you, knowing that you have the ability to overcome burnout and emerge even stronger on the other side. Take this as a loving nudge to prioritize your well-being and nurture yourself. Yeah, so yeah. And the one dove, let's see. And why that, really resonated for me, the message, with the card when I drew it, is I was feeling down, still, there are still moments that I get hit with PTSD from my burnout, my experience burnout with everything that I've had to experience in the last and have been trying to recover from in the last 10 years of my life. So, and, with me still, healing from, and, still, it's still a practice, right? Because I'm still suffering from anxiety and depression, and that is something, that as I've been clinically diagnosed with, it takes a lot to manage, and there are setbacks and at times, right? So, that's why that's a message like that is very therapeutic and comforting for me, and to draw it at a time when I need to hear it, right? And like anything, healing is a process, right? It's not something that you slap on and you're ready to go, right? And the more trauma that one has had to endure in life, the more the journey, to healing becomes, the more to it, I should say. And after trauma, there's the maintenance, right? So you go through the process, the journey of healing, you're doing your shadow work, but then there's a maintenance, right? To still upkeep with that. So, because there are scars. With everything, we experience in life, there will be scars. Whether they're physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, we'll experience it. That's part of the human experience. And, we take it, the good with the bad. And learn from the bad. And learn how to turn those negative moments into positives. But it's work. It's not easy, So, yeah, that's why I really that meant a lot to me, and why I feel so, Okay, so Dove. Let me read Dove from the Fauna Familiar Magic, and then we'll finish going through the rest of the deck. Okay, so. All right. Dove, the Columbidae, air element, Venus, Libra. I let myself release the stress that keeps me from finding contentment and peace. Inner peace and harmony, tranquility, content, bliss. The purpose of the Dove card is to help you find inner peace and experience harmony. It may suggest that you desire contentment. After all, figuring out a way to cultivate and hang on to a sense of calm within yourself and your surroundings could benefit you, not only physically, but mentally and spiritually as well. And as I said, emotionally too. Take time to quiet your mind and allow yourself to reach that place of restful tranquility. Harness the energy of the Dove and give yourself permission to let go of stress and worry. It's possible that you might be missing the balance in your life, which can leave you feeling dissatisfied. Receiving this card could also be telling you to practice forgiveness with others or yourself. Open yourself up to the bliss that can come from being intentional in the way that you move through the world. Yes. And I really love that too, because to me that's right. It's to me that's also what I feel like this time of year now, the with everything that has been going on in our world, the chaos, all the the individual traumatic experiences that we have all had to face, individually in our lives, even, from, our families, our communities, right? Essentially globally. It's time for us to take that time to do the shadow work and the introspection. feel the feelings we need to feel and work through them, so that we can bring ourselves back into harmony, raise our vibrations, and be purposeful in our actions as we step forward and navigate the world, as we interact with one another. You know, we're doing so from a place of tranquility, where, you know, a place where we are in control of our emotions, rather than letting all those negative forces influence our logic mind and impact our choices as we go about the world. Being mindful and purposeful and leading with respect and integrity. So, you know, making our peace and acceptance with what we've been through, and making that something that we strive to do. I know that's, you know, what I've been committed to doing on my journey, my path in this lifetime. Yeah, so, you know, and as I step forth into this, you know, new chapter of my life, closing out 2024, you know, going into a new year, you know, we're leaving the karmic year behind to go into the hermit year. So, you know, and yeah, so hopefully we will see the, you know, on a collective scale, we will see the changes that we need to see, so that humanity can grow and move forward, you know, for our highest and greatest good, for ourselves and each other. So anyways, so let's continue. Okay. So probably do the rest to music here. So yeah, so that's volume 2 and 3. The Gemstone and Crystal, a Magic Oracle, volume 2, and the Fauna and Familiar Magic Oracle, volume 3 of the Witch's Grimoire Oracle set. Sorry. So I hoped that you enjoyed that. Please let me know, is this a deck set that you have? Would you consider working with it? And have you? And would you in this manner? Like I said, I found it to be very therapeutic and comforting, and is definitely something that like I said, for me, reading tarot is more so about the introspection, and the self-reflection and things like that, very sort of therapeutic self-growth kind of way. So I really enjoyed my time working with all of Joseph's decks, and how that's been helpful and healing for me to work with. And yeah, so if you haven't seen, I did a video, well, actually it was a live, over on Angie's channel of Roots and Waves Divination, fellow Canadian, and I had such a blast, over there, on Sunday, talking with her and with everyone in chat, and just discussing the mental health, and it's essentially let's talk about it, and the benefits of combining therapeutic practices with tarot, and of course definitely with a major influence and highlighting of Drea Bloom's work, and all of the various books, and how the Tarot Activity book, and how all of those connect together, and and learning about some other books that I didn't know were that Drea has published, and that I'm interested in getting, one of which that Ange talks about, and that's the Everyone Has a Story, and the idea of using the Fool's Journey, the aspects of tarot, to really do that deep dive in introspection, and doing that initiative work to for healing, and really getting to know self and accepting self, and things like that. So if you haven't seen that, I'll have all of that linked in the description box. Thank you for joining me today on my channel, and for part 2 of Joseph from Grounded by the Moon's work, which includes the Practical Magic, Inner Witch, Tarot, and Oracle decks, as well as the Witch's a Grimoire Oracle trio set that he has done, and that I have absolutely loved working with, but now it's time for it to go away, and for another time. So I hope that you enjoyed that, and me sharing that with you. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you made it this far, and if you happen to watch both part 1 and part 2, please put in the description box part 1, part 2, and my signature 3 hearts, and let me know what you think. You know, again, you know, talking about this being a safe space to, you know, really sort of share and discuss topics of healing and introspection and therapy, and, you know, and really breaking that stigma, you know, when it comes to dealing and healing from trauma, and, you know, mental health concerns, and really bringing to light the importance of this work. It's truly important to me, and I hope that it's important to you. And so with that, as I always say, I am love, and so are you. As I see myself as human, I know you are too. So with all that being said, please, until next time, and always, take care of yourself and each other. And I hope that with that, you will also remember me too. And with all that, please always live, listen, and learn. I love you. Bye. Gotta love, gotta love, gotta love one another. Gotta love, gotta love, gotta love one another. Gotta love, gotta love, gotta love one another. No matter what people want.